everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would do a video that I haven't ever filmed, and I don't think I've seen a lot of these videos out, and that is book couples that I don't ship. So we always gush about our favorite couples that we ship and that we love being together. But there are those couples, even though I am a romantic at heart, there are those couples that I just can't stand being together. These aren't necessarily characters that end up together at the very end of the series or the book, but these are couples that we see throughout the book that I just don't ship at all. So I don't necessarily know if this is going to be considered spoilers. So what I'm gonna do is for every couple that I talk about, I'm gonna hold up the book just so that you guys don't get spoiled. Okay, so the very first couple I want to talk about is from the Harry Potter series, and this couple shows up in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. So if you have not read Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, you will be spoiled. Harry and Cho have a date, and they are kind of a couple-ish in this book, not for very long because it is just a disaster of a date. It is just so cringeworthy and it's so hard to get through. I just can't stand the Harry Cho relationship for the shortest amount of time that they have together. It's so bad. It's so bad. It makes me cringe every time I read this book. So since we are talking about Harry Potter, I have another Harry Potter relationship couple that I don't ship, and that shows up in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and that is Ron Weasley with Lavender Brown. It's so bad. It's not as cringy as Harry and Cho, and I will say that the movie makes the Harry and Cho relationship, it downplays it a lot, and it upplays Ron and Lavender, and it's just, the movie makes it so cringy, the Ron and Lavender relationship. I don't remember cringing as much when I was reading it, but I still don't ship it, and it was like a bleak time in this book when Ron and Lavender were together. The next couple is gonna be from the Twilight saga by Stephanie Meyer, and this kind of comes in the second book in New Moon. So if you have not read New Moon, which most people have, so I feel like this won't be a spoiler, but Bella and Jacob love triangle with Edward. I don't like that love triangle. First of all, I don't like love triangles. It is probably one of my biggest pet peeves unless it is done really, really, really well. And it's hard to be done well because there's always gonna be that one character that you know the main character is gonna end up with. Like we know that Bella and Edward are gonna end up together. It's not a secret. It is what it is, and the fact that we are trying to create a love triangle with Bella and Jacob, I knew from the beginning that I didn't think they were going to end up together, so I just didn't really care for it. I mean, yeah, it added like drama and angst to the story, and I mean, there are worse love triangles, I will say that, but I think it's just hard to make love triangles work. And although I really, really enjoy Jacob as a character, I just didn't ship Jacob and Bella. I was 100% Team Edward the entire time. Now this next couple is in the Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. So if you have not read the Raven Boys, then I would definitely mute until I am put the book away. Maggie Stiefvater introduces Blue and Adam possibly being a couple in this series, and I just didn't like it. when you go into this book or this book series, you're assuming that it's going to be Blue and Gansey, obviously, especially after you read the prologue. You just assume Blue and Gansey are going to be endgame. And it's interesting how Maggie Stiefvater kind of brings Blue into the group by Adam having a crush on her. I just didn't think that Adam and Blue would have a good relationship. I feel like the times that they were together, they kind of have a little bit of a toxic relationship, and that's just because Adam has a lot of just internal issues that he needs to work through. So I think he has to work on himself first, and I think that Blue would just be a much better friend for him than a girlfriend. The next couple is from the Vampire Academy series by Rochelle Mead, and don't worry, Hannah, it's not Rose and Dimitri that I don't ship. I 100% ship Rose and Dimitri. Who I don't ship together is Rose and Adrian. I just didn't think that they were a good couple from the beginning. I thought that Rose was just too hung up on Dimitri and she was using Adrian, and I didn't think that they just didn't work well together. Much better off as friends, not like romantic partners. And I think that Rose just didn't treat him the way he needed to be treated. I just didn't ship that couple whatsoever. The next couple is in The Diviners by Libba Bray. So if you have not read The Diviners, mute this video until you see me put down the book. But in The Diviners, Evie and Jericho kind of end up having a little bit of a thing, and I didn't like it at all. Maybe it's because I really love Evie and Sam together, but even if Sam wasn't in the picture, even if there wasn't like this little love triangle between Evie, Jericho, and Sam, I still didn't really like Evie and Jericho. Not to mention Evie's best friend was into Jericho, so that was one of the reasons why I didn't really ship it. But I just their personalities just didn't mesh well to me, and I just don't ship it at all. Like, Evie is so sarcastic and she's kind of flaky and selfish, and I think Sam balances her out better and he can keep up with her better than Jericho does. And I think that Jericho is too serious for her, and I think that they would both end up annoying each other. Just like the way she acts, I think, would annoy him, and him being too serious would annoy her. So that is not a couple I ship at all, and I don't want them ending up together. We don't have the next installment in The Diviners. I don't know if it's going to be a 4-book series, but we've only have 3 books in the series so far. So who knows where the series is going to go, but I do not want Jericho and Evie together. The next couples I'm going to talk about are from the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. The very first couple is in City of Ashes. So if you have not read City of Ashes, go ahead and mute the video until I am done holding up City of Ashes. Clary and Simon have a little thing in City of Ashes, and I don't like it. We know that Clary's heart isn't in it, and Simon really adores Clary, and I think he deserves better, and I think he gets better, because as you know, I have said this numerous times, Clary's not my favorite character. She ends up growing on me, but the first couple books, she's just so annoying, and one of the reasons why I don't really like her is the way that she treats Simon in City of Ashes, and their little fling thing that they have. I didn't like it. It was like, oh, well, I can't have Jace, so you're my second choice. That's kind of how it felt, and I think Simon just like overlooked that. But anyways, I didn't like it, and yeah, just nope, I don't ship it at all. And then the second couple that I want to talk about from the Mortal Instruments series comes in City of Fallen Angels, and that is Simon and Maya. Whew, I did not ship that either. Simon is my favorite character, and I will say this though, I didn't like Simon in City of Fallen Angels because he was kind of like two-timing two girls. It seemed very, very out of character for Simon, very out of character. So I didn't like that at all. But besides that ordeal, Simon is one of my favorite characters. And so to me, like, nobody is good enough for him. So I also didn't ship him and Maya. And it's not that I don't like Maya, I do. I just didn't think that she was good for Simon. I really like who Simon ended up with, and I ship that. And the last book I'm going to talk about is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Now, I think it's safe to say that this should not be a spoiler at all because it's kind of introduced as a love triangle in this book, but that is Selena, Dorian, and Kale. And to be honest, I don't ship Selena with either of them. I don't ship Selena with Kale. I don't ship Selena with Dorian. And that's not to say I don't love Kale and Dorian as characters. I really, really, really do. I just didn't think Selena should be coupled off with Dorian or Kale. Kale was just not necessarily too serious, but there's things about Kale's personality that I just don't think mesh well with Selena. I think Kale is a little bit too black and white for her. And then Dorian, I think, is just too much of like, I just see them having a fantastic platonic relationship, like kind of like brother and sister. So I don't want to go too much in detail with the story because there's so much happens from the Throne of Glass to Kingdom of Ash. It's ridiculous how much the story changes, but I still stand by. I'm team neither. I just didn't see Selena with either of them. Like I said, I am team Selena. And I know I said that Throne of Glass was going to be my last ship, but I have one more ship, and that is from A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Ooh, okay, so I have a feeling that some people are going to agree with me on this ship, but that is the ship at the very end of the book. So if you have not read A Court of Mist and Fury, please, please, please mute the video because there is something that happens at the end of this book that is a huge twist, and I didn't like it. And the story's not over because we are having a spin-off series to ACOTAR, so I'm curious to see where this ship may go, but just know that I don't support it, and that is Elaine and Lucian, or Lucian, but wow, do I not support that couple. So at the end of A Court of Mist and Fury, Lucian mates with Elaine, and I'm just like, I think it's weird. I don't like it. Usually I am on board with Sarah J. Maas's like couples 100%, but I am having trouble with this couple in particular. I just don't see it. I don't like it. I would much rather see Elaine with Azriel or Azriel. So I don't know. I'm curious to see where it's gonna go, but I did not like that bomb drop. I didn't appreciate it. I don't like it, and I really don't want Elaine and Lucian together. Who knows? I may change my mind because Sarah J. Maas does a fantastic job with like making you love her couples, but I think I may stand my ground on this one. Alright guys, well that is it for the couples that I do not ship. Let me know down below and let me know some of the couples that you think should not be together, and let me know why. That is it for this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!